Hey everyone, I've been getting this question a lot lately. I'm in a ketogenic diet. I think I'm in ketosis, but I'm not losing weight. And I'm going to try and keep this simple for you guys and save you some time. But there could be some simple reasons why you're not losing weight. One, you could be overeating. It could be overeating on calories, or it could just be overeating on one macronutrient. You could be doing too much fat for your body, too much carbohydrate, or too much protein. And reversed, it could be not enough. So sometimes you need to play with those numbers a little bit and find a better state for your body to be in. If you're just over consuming calories, just try and cut down each week by like 100 calories and then see if you're losing weight. Yes, I know when you're trying to lose weight, it's frustrating to have to do this, but we're in this for the long run, aren't we? And if you can't figure it out for the long term, then you're never going to keep your weight loss, and you're always going to go back to where you were. So in order to maintain weight loss, it might take you a little bit longer to figure out how to lose weight for you, but once you got it down, you know exactly what you need to do to lose weight and not lose weight. So it makes things a lot easier. If you're not losing weight on a ketogenic diet, another thing that's fairly common is you're eating too many packaged foods. And it's not that you can't lose weight on these, but some of us retain fluid very easily, especially if you're sensitive to carbohydrate. Then a lot of those sodiums can do it too. And I'm not talking about sea salt. I'm talking about like prepackaged things. They're not usually the best salts. And it's really, really high in sodium. So you could be eating a lot more bacon, a lot more lunch meats, and even like tomato sauces and other kinds of sauces that you're putting on your meats. That could be stalling you out. You could be sensitive to that. So if you think that's you, pretty easy, cut down on those things for a week. It takes about 3 to 5 days for your body to get rid of that extra sodium. So if you give it 3 to 5 days and then you start to go down weight that next week, then you know you're probably doing too many processed foods or eating out too much, even if you're eating ketosis. For some people, that does make a difference. So that's another one. Second of all, you might need to just play with your carbohydrate content, is that it could be too high for you. Make sure that that's what you're really eating. So the best way to do that is, instead of eyeballing, use a scale, because it'll tell you exactly how many grams or ounces you're actually consuming. So that way you're not wondering, okay, I'm eating pretty close. I think I'm eating this much, but why aren't I losing weight? Well, if you use a scale, you're going to know. So that way you can log everything. So in a week or so, if you're not losing weight, you can look back and say, what's going on? And you can maybe say, oh, this is more carbohydrate than I thought. I'm eating tomatoes way more often, or too much cheese. I've had cheese more than da-da-da-da-da. It'll just help give you some ideas to play around with. Or if you write it down the days you don't feel as good, then you can discover, for some people, caffeine can even do that. Some people don't do well with caffeine. Others do better with it. Some, I do really good when I use a lot more like lemons in my food. It just helps my body detox, and ginger and turmeric and curry. Those things really help with my joint inflammation and my body. So I try to put that on top of my eggs or my food as much as possible. And that also helps me get rid of the fluid and joint pain. And coconut oil has really helped me too. Sometimes if you have some medical issues or thyroid issues, really good coconut oils can help with that a little bit. So I do like to take about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of coconut oil in the morning or throughout the day. I really feel like it does the best when I wake up first thing in the morning, drink water, and do like a teaspoon of coconut oil. I feel like my body just absorbs it better, and I notice a difference in my day when I do that. So that's where I start. So those are a couple basic things that could just be stalling you out. You could be working out too much as well if you're a person who tries to do a lot of that. then you need to be careful that you're not overdoing it, and just watch those carbs and the calorie content a little bit. Sometimes you're a little bit too high in calories, sometimes you can be a little bit too low, but if you're doing enough protein, then usually I can get into pretty low deficits and I lose weight just fine. I don't stall out as long as I'm getting my body a lot of protein. But if I don't get a lot of protein, I tend to stall. And I'm not saying I'm eating extreme amounts, it's just higher for a ketogenic diet because most people have like 80% fat, and instead I do less fat and more protein. So, and that's just fine. That's still ketosis, that's still a ketogenic diet, and that's fine, but you have to figure out what's good for your body in the long term. Short term, you could, starve yourself, get down to your weight, but then you don't know how to maintain it. So if you're not doing something that you know how to maintain or make life easier for you, then you're going to have trouble. Just like if you enjoy pop, but you're cutting it out for a month and then you're going to add it back in, well, your weight's going to readjust to that. So if you want pop or whatever it is, I recommend you learn how to integrate it a little bit now, or decide it's something you need to cut out entirely for the long haul and just use it as a treat once in a while. So those are my tips and suggestions. Like, subscribe, and comment below.